Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. So this is a continuation of the video that was recorded and put out this past Monday. I took fiber, all different colors and different types of fiber, blended them together on the drum carder, and took them off in roving form. So that way I could spin them into singles. So that's what I did here is one single, which is one ply. So what we're going to do today is we're going to spin a second single with this fiber to create a 2-ply hank of yarn. So I'm going to spin some of this fiber on camera with you so you can see me spinning it. And then when I have 2 full bobbins, I'll show you the plying together those 2 strands, these 2 bobbins, the 2 singles, plying them together. And then we'll take that and make something with it in crochet, and we'll make something with it in knit, just small swatches so you can see the fiber from its start in video 1 to its finish in video 3, or video 2 rather. So Monday and Wednesday. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start spinning a little bit of this. Now I am spinning it on a Z twist, which means it's going clockwise. When I ply it together, both strands will have to go counterclockwise, and it will be creating an S twist. So all I'm doing is creating a little loop here of the fiber around what's called the leader onto my Nano. Now this is just a Nano 1.1. It's a small electric spinning wheel. When I go to ply, I will be doing it on an Ashford because this is 2 ounce. So I filled a 2 ounce bobbin. And if I have 2 of them, that's 4 ounces, full 4 ounces. So I'm not going to be able to get all 4 ounces plied together on here. So I'm going to move over to my Ashford electric spinning wheel, which has an 8 ounce bobbin. Therefore, I will be able to get all of the fiber plied, all of the singles plied together, and we can create a hank. So let's go ahead and start spinning. I'm going to create some twist and let it build up to my finger here. Nice and tight twist. Now I'm going to let that twist follow these fingers up the fiber. And all I was doing there is just making sure that my connection is good and tight. So now I'm going to let that go into the bobbin, and I'm going to start working on spinning this fiber. And I'm doing it nice and slow for you so you can see. Now, typically I would spin a lot faster, but I want to make sure that you could see what I was doing and see this fiber coming off the roving into my fingers, and that twist coming down and spinning that fiber. I'll let it go so you can see that. Okay, so that's all I'm going to be doing is speed this up and do the same thing a little bit faster and spin until I have a full bobbin of this blended roving. Now every so often I'm going to have to move my yarn guide and move my single now, my spun fiber, on my bobbin to keep a even bobbin. It's better to fill the bobbins evenly across as you're going. It's easier on the pulley system that is run by the little motor. It's easier on the whole machine. So just keep a balanced bobbin. That helps tremendously. All right, so again, all I'm gonna do is sit here and spin this up. Once I have a full bobbin, I will come back and we will do some plying. All right, so I'm back. I have 2 bobbins full. I'm gonna put them on my Lazy Kate and let you see a couple of angles maybe of me plying this together onto the Ashford. Now, I will try to take away some of the movement of the camera by cutting and editing it out. So we're going to do some plying. So I'm just putting them on my keepers over here like that. Let's see if you can, like that. And then I will pull from these bobbins over here. There we go. Find the end and the end. So I have 2 strands here in my hand. And I'm going to be pulling from there over to my Ashford. So hopefully you can see some action here. Here's the spinning wheel here. Here's my leader, just like on the other one. And then over here is where my bobbins are on the Lazy Kate. So I'm just going to attach to my leader here, make sure I'm attached nicely, make sure I'm going the right direction. Okay, so I'm going to create some twist in it, allow my hand to go down and the twist to follow my hand, and it to go up onto the bobbin. So I'm just keeping them separated over here so that way they're not winding together. And the same rule applies when you are working on a bigger bobbin. You need to adjust your yarn guides and yarn so that way you're not overfilling one area, creating an uneven bobbin. So I'm going to bring you in a little closer so that way you can see the actual fiber being plied together, each of these singles being plied together. Okay, so the next time you see this yarn, it will be caked up and we're going to crochet from it, and we're also going to knit something from it. So that'll be the next time you see this particular yarn, and it'll be in just a moment for you, but it's going to be a little bit for me. All right, we'll see you around at the craft table over there when I am done plying both of these bobbins together. All right, so here we are for the finish of the follow-up of creating that blend of fiber and then spinning it into singles, plying it together in a 2-ply, and now we have it worked up in 2 different swatches. I have a knitted swatch and a crocheted swatch. Both of these swatches are 25 stitches. You can see the difference in size. Both 25 stitches. All right, so let's go ahead and review the crocheted swatch. So I did some singles, then I did some double crochets, then some half double crochets, and back to double crochet. I'm using a 5mm crochet hook because this is for the most part a light worsted. So I'm going to do a mock double crochet. And then you can see double crocheting, no issues with the hand spun yarn. Okay, so no issues at all, but you can see the color changes in that blend of colors that I made. All right, now let's look at the knitted one. So all I did was work from the center for knitted and from the outside for the crocheted. So that way I can take this and put it back into a cake fairly easy. I'm not going to keep my samples here, but if you're wondering what my sample is, it is a total of 25 stitches. The 5 on each side of the stitch markers are knit every stitch. I worked four rows of garter stitch, and then I started working in stockinette in between the stitch markers. So we're just going to work a little bit so you can see it worked in knitting. So here we are. We're going to just knit because I am on the front side of the work, slipping my stitch markers as I come to them. So now you get to see this a pretty much full circle. The only thing that happened in between plying it and now is I soaked it in a warm water, allowed it to set the twist, and then took it out to dry. Once it was dry, I began working up my samples. Now there's a total of 230 yards from what I blended. So that was the front side. We'll just go ahead and turn it over and purl a few stitches so that way you can see the purled side as well, the reverse side. As I said, the first 5 and the last 5 are knitted. It's just a border. All right, slip my stitch marker and begin purling. Once again, no issues with splitting. And I'm using a US 9 circular. And knit those last 5 stitches. And there you have it. So that is the knitted. You can see how much sparkle is in that. Lots. All right, so we have the crocheted swatch and the knitted swatch. Which was your favorite out of the 2 swatches? Was it the knitted or the crocheted? And what was your overall thought of the whole process here, that we blended the fibers together, we created a roving, we spun it into yarn and plied it into a 2-ply, and now we have worked it up into 2 different swatches. I hope that you've enjoyed this kind of almost full circle event that I went ahead and did, so that way you could see it from start to finish. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.